Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today we have some breaking news on the iPhone. So we have two cases that just came out, and with these two cases, we now are in trouble because they have debunked two possible placements for Touch ID or a fingerprint scanner. Now, I want you guys to be prepared for this. There is an honest chance that there is no Touch ID, no fingerprint scanner on the next iPhone. This is literally a possibility right now. I'll go over that at the end so you guys know the four options that are possibilities. The two of them are now debunked with these pictures. But before I go over that, we have covered a lot of this. If you haven't subscribed, check us out on Mobile Weekly. We go over every single week on the latest on all things mobile. So we know that the iPhone will be 1069. We also know that the launch date will be the first week of October because it has been delayed, and that is certain. So let's go over on the big things about it. So first of all, this picture, no cause for panic. We have exactly what we've seen here, everything that we've been talking about for the past few months. This is exactly it. We've had the images of this. This is right in line with everything we've seen. No cause for panic, no any kind of worry with it. But the second picture is the real concern because it blocks two possibilities. Now here's the thing, if you didn't know, right now the iPhone is having trouble with making the fingerprint scanner on the display. It's not that it can't be done, it can be, but the question about it is the production. See, if a company can only make 5 million fingerprint Touch ID sensors on the screen, that's no good for Apple. If it's too slow as well, because the testing currently just isn't good enough and it's gonna be a lot longer than the current Touch ID, that again isn't good for Apple. So that is more the thing. It's not that Apple, can't figure out the technology. Apple doesn't make this technology. So it's another company being able to make it in time for Apple. So for that reason, there were other designs in the iPhone that were earlier on that had Touch ID on the back of the iPhone. So it had it something along the line of a fingerprint sensor on the back, like we have on like an LG right here. You just touch like that and it unlocks your phone. There was also some that had the idea of a Sony one, which had a fingerprint scanner on the power button. So that again would have been something different. However, this case has just debunked both of those. So we know now that the final cases are not going to be with a Touch ID sensor on the back of the phone. They also will not have a Touch ID sensor on the power button because the power button is covered up on multiple cases we've seen now. It was one thing when we just saw one case, now we've seen multiple cases with it. And we've seen multiple cases with the Apple logo even showing, but again, not the Touch ID on the back. So it's pretty much confirmed now that Touch ID will not be on the back of the phone and it will not be on the power button. Those will not have it available. However, that only leaves two choices, and that is the Touch ID on the display with a longer wait period. If Apple does this, it looks like they're not going to have this phone in the highest end phone. Again, this is only the high end phone. This is not every phone. Only the high end phone is going to have a glass backing, it's going to have wireless charging, it's going to have an OLED display. All of those features are only going to be on the high end phone. They're still going to have an iPhone 7 and 7S and 7S Plus. That will still come out this year. But this phone's going to be at 1069 for the base model. So it's going to be a lot more expensive. That being said though, it also is a possibility that they will not have Touch ID and they will rely on their new technology, which is face detection with 3D scanning. Now this is a current feature that is on Windows, on certain laptops, as well as certain of their own webcams. And the whole idea behind this is that you cannot fake it with a video or a photo like you can with basic face detection that's been on Android since like the S2 and the S3 on the Galaxies. That's kind of quality's been around for a long time. Even the S8 has face detection, but again, it can be tricked with a photo or video. It's not wow factor. being able to do it with 3D scanning technology, it means it will have more sensors at the top, so it's more secure, so you can't fake it out with a video or a photo of a person. This has been tested on Windows several times, and no photo or video has been able to trick it yet, which again is really good, the fact that it can't be tricked. That's more security, and that's what Apple would go for. So overall, it's either that we're going to have no Touch ID with 3D face scanning, or we're going to have Touch ID on the display with a long delay. If that kind of delay happens, December is a good idea, but more than likely, you're going to probably wait till January next year by the time that some people will be able to fulfill orders if the Touch ID will be on the display. Let me know what you would rather have. Would you have to wait, if you realize you might have to wait all the way till December to get this phone? Would you be okay with that if it means having the Touch ID sensor underneath the display, or would you be fine with 3D face scanning? It's very quick. So would that be an okay replacement for Touch ID for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.